talking about a drawing or a design we were working on for a client, and he says, I don't know where your head's at right now, but I think we just need to take a break. I'm like, I guess I don't know. And he was totally right. Like, I said that I had totally forgotten something that we had both discussed and decided on. And I'm like, I don't know where my head was either. So, hi, everybody.
Hi.
Look at this mane of hair I have.
Yeah.
Just need to settle down.
Settle it down.
Settle down.
Where's your email? Let's pull up these. Oh, you already have them up here, right?
Yeah, I do. I actually read through this stuff.
So did I this morning.
Look at us being all responsible.
I know. That'll happen once.
Shelley will. Don't count on it happening again.
Yeah.
Just saying.
We're gonna. I decided I was going to be a little more diligent with that this year, though.
Oh, look at you. Turn over a new leaf, huh?
No, I don't.
For how long that's gonna last.
Let's not get crazy, but I'm gonna try a little bit.
All right. Well, that's all we can ask.
Yeah.
Good job.
We have freed up some space in our lives by hiring another person. So I thought, well, that means I can pay better attention to some other things.
I have had the same thought. I was doing my sales forecasts today. So
Right.
I actually have white on my calendar. Just quite a treat today.
Beautiful.
Doesn't only lasted today. Tomorrow and Friday are stinking nuts.
Oh. Yeah, that reminds me I have things to do for tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
Good
to
thing I have a
remember.
4:30 meeting, and I'll get a lot of stuff done between 5:30.
You know, that is the benefit of the European clients. It's kind of get you here, get you going.
It's true.
All right. Well, happy Wednesday, everybody.
Hello, happy Wednesday. Shelley gave us gold stars for reading the announcements.
Yay. I'm going to take that because I don't know when I'll ever get them again.
Yeah, right. I'm going to read this in my best take me up myself seriously woo-woo voice. This is not Shelley's
I don't even know
writing.
the dates. Oh, here we
This
go.
is just right directly from the site or
From the
whatever,
promo.
which I just have to, this is not us. Experience the transformative power of storytelling from Dr. Rachel M.K. Headley and 20 other inspiring speakers from across the country at the #Empowered Women 2021 online event. April 6th through the 8th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time, daily. So you can register for that. Shelley's going to post it in the comments. This group really is actually, if you're looking for a group who can help you think differently about steps you can take in your career to feel empowered, to empower yourself, and to reflect on what that means, this is a really great group for that.
Yeah, the organizer is actually a lawyer, a female lawyer. And so pretty much everyone in her circle is highly educated, has interesting stories to tell, has seen a lot. So there's bound to be somebody in there that you connect with and resonate with. So
Awesome.
yeah. I almost nailed some spit there. It's hard for me to talk to
Got
you,
it?
but keep going.
Okay, so
Go.
next week,
How's it gonna go? But
Rachel and I are very excited. We are going to be going to Scottsdale, Arizona to do some client work
Yay.
with the client, because that's who you do client work with, is clients.
usually.
Usually. So, yeah, we'll be down in Arizona. We
We're
excited.
frankly highly disappointed in the weather forecast.
Yeah, come on, Arizona.
But, I mean, it is 10 degrees warmer than here, so I guess that's something.
Well, and it's supposed to get crummy here, so
It is.
it will be like cold when we leave and cold when we get back, so it'll feel really good.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It'll feel nice.
Yeah.
We're excited about that. Keep an eye out for our IX Leadership Virtual Book Club. Susan Geisel is a consultant who loves IX Leadership, and she has been thinking about having a book club to invite people to and discuss the book and all kinds of things. She's still putting the finishing touches on it, so I'm not sure when it'll happen, kickoff, or what the schedule looks like, but we're really excited to see how that comes together. So stay tuned for that.
All right. We will be closed on Monday in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're closed, I guess, but we're not really. We have like
We're
4
closed,
meetings.
but we have international clients, so that they don't observe. And then, we've got actually some work to do.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that.
All right, weekly quote. You don't always have to know what you want to do. Sometimes it's enough to know what you don't want to do. Funny, Rachel and I have been having lots of conversations lately, more really about our personal lives, and where we see ourselves.
We're not going to get into that here.
Yeah, no, well, it's not like that personal. Ooh, we've had those conversations. I will not share that with you here.
Oh, I'm sure where she's going with that.
No, sorry, just about like where we want to live, like what kind of do we want to live in town? Do we want to live out of town? And are we going to have animals or not? Not us together, even though probably by this point people think we're a couple. We're not. But in our own respective personal lives, what do we want to do? And last night we were talking about this because I am having a hard time deciding who I want to be when I grow up and own my dream place. And so it was really important to have the conversation out loud because Rachel said, well, what do you know you don't want? Because the universe keeps throwing things at you and then you're like, I don't really know if I want that. So she said, sounds like you're kind of
throw it back,
honing in on what you actually want. So it is really important to know what you don't want.
Yeah, and also what doesn't serve you. So sometimes it's not necessarily the thing, it's an action or a style of things or that kind of deal. So in my case, in land looking anyway, I want to be able to drive to the airport in some reasonable amount of time or have cell service. So sometimes it's also, I don't want to feel isolated. I want to feel connected. So sometimes you kind of dig behind the surface things to figure out what those things are. Mm-hmm. I know you want to feel out of town.
I want to feel isolated. I want the isolation. Actually, Quillen's mom said, make sure that you have self-service out there. So if the kids are driving in a couple years and they have car trouble, they can get a hold of you. And I'm like, don't care. I don't care. If they're anywhere around here, they're probably within walking distance of the house.
Of someone.
As long as they haven't been in an accident, I'm totally fine with not having service at my house necessarily. Not practical for business, but
not practical.
Yeah, I want to be out of town because I want the isolation.
Yeah, I like the isolation. I just want the phone. I want to be able to work really from home if I have to. So if you're isolated, then that means sometimes you can't get into town because of weather. So I want to be able to feel like I can work. But that's just the kind of in-depth conversations we have around here.
Yeah.
How fast can you get a cell phone service? That's the scary part.
Yeah, it's great. I like it.
You would. You're
I do.
Self-driven.
I love
self-driven.
Not having to worry. Yeah, but if you don't have cell phone service and no one can get a hold of you and you know that all the people that you love are with you, who cares?
I guess that's the difference. I got more people that I love that aren't in my house.
I have lots of people I love, just none I care about really enough to have cell phone service.
So they could be at your beck and call?
No, so I could be at theirs, like if they have problems or whatever.
I know.
I'm
one of those people, just so you know.
Yeah, you
don't give a shit about that.
Shelly said something to me the other day about don't worry about. Oh God, I was stressed out about something. She's like, don't worry about how you're serving other people, and I'm like,
that's not the root cause of this problem.
It is not ever my problem. That hadn't even crossed my mind. I was worried about something else. It was more about me.
Shocking.
I know. I'm not a narcissist though. I'm just.
By the way, if you haven't watched The History of Swearing.
Yeah, with Nick Cage.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Not all of it. But
so I watched the first 2 episodes so far, and I just want to tell Shelly that the S word is okay. Right? It was like, that was the rule. Like, F-bombs, you can't get F-bombs. Then you're an R-rated show. Or maybe you're PG-13 with 1 F-bomb only. So you have to be specific. So I think we're still, with the S word, we're still okay on YouTube. With a G. Like, no restriction. Because that's why she doesn't want us to curse.
G-rated movie.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, I was like, Shing? What's the S word with the G? I get it. Sorry, wasn't following. Shit! That's the word we're talking about. Okay, Shelly, post this to YouTube and see if they let it pass. We'll test Nick Cage's theory.
That's right. The system, anyway, the R rating system. All right, so our weekly writing prompt for this week. What is your biggest day-to-day challenge? Day-to-day challenge. There's an extra today in there, but I think
day-to-day challenge.
Day-to-day. challenge today.
Today, what is your biggest day-to-day challenge?
What's your biggest day-to-day challenge?
I think mine actually, like when like we're working in full swing and everything, is feeling like I have enough time to get time into exercise. That like I have like lots of little ones, but that one actually makes me feel like it stresses me out. That and not getting back to like emails, but I prioritize that obviously over the exercising. So exercising would probably be it.
Yeah, actually that's mine too. Today I had like a half hour and I did a little 20-minute yoga thing on my rug in my office. And that was like, felt amazing. And I'm like, dude, I can find 20 minutes pretty well some days. I can't find 20 minutes, but mostly I can find 20 minutes. So I think instead of trying to have some big like goal, big strategy, big whatever I'm going to try to hit, I'm just going to try to do little bits, like 20 minutes. Because after I had my daughter, I wanted to start yoga, and I would get up every morning early before she was up. And it was like this show on cable that if you watched it after you recorded it, it was like 20 minutes if you took out all the commercials. And so it was like, that was kind of perfect. Like you get up, you get started, you felt better. I got stronger over time. So maybe I've decided that's when I'm overwhelmed. Maybe it's just, I need to scale down the expectations.
I can't imagine.
I know,
it's too high expectations.
I can't. It's hard for me, but I think I have to be realistic.
Yeah. I think my issue, I said finding time to exercise. It's not that I don't have the time, and I think maybe this is the misnomer for a lot of us, is that the things that we don't have time for. It's not that I don't have the time, it's that most of the time I don't have the energy. Like, I set my alarm for 5 o'clock this morning. I was going to get up, work out, come home, shower, and then come to the office.
That seems so much work to me.
I was like, my alarm went off, and I wasn't like only had 5 hours of sleep. I had plenty of sleep, but I'm like, nope, I'm going back to sleep. So anyway, I think it's the energy piece, finding the energy to exercise or do the things that I want to be able. Look, reading is another one. I love to read, but every time I sit down and my brain relaxes enough to read, I fall asleep every time. So this is my problem.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Just wonder if, well, you're self-driven, so I can't even challenge you at anything. Because you'd be like, I'm not driven by needing to make other people happy.
I'm not at all. This is part of why I'm not really super competitive in some ways. Like normal competitive, because I don't care about beating other people.
Special competitive.
I'm special. I'm not normal. I'm special competitive.
She's definitely special competitive. All right. Top business trends for 2021. That was actually an interesting article. But it was a little bit like you'd expect. It wasn't anything shocking. It was remote work is going to continue. Focus on e-commerce, sort of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
What do you see being beneficial or a challenge for companies in 2021?
I really do think the work from home conversation is getting a little old hat, but I do think the reason it keeps coming up is because there's a lot of companies that are going to have to figure out if they are trying to justify getting people to come back to the office, like talking people into coming back to the office that would rather work from home, even just part-time. Like businesses were still fairly successful working from home. Some people not so successful. Businesses by and large were successful, so I think it's hard for them to make the argument that, gosh, we lost money because you guys work from home. So I do think that conversation has lots of nuance in it, and it's going to be, companies will have to really be thoughtful about drafting that communication.
Yeah, I think it's tricky because I would love to see somebody, I don't know who would do it, if it's Department of Labor or what, but or HBR, somebody do an actual analysis of effectiveness by industry of remote work. Because I bet there are some industries that really weren't that great or kind of stunk.
Yeah.
Even like, and ones that jump to mind for me are like telemarketing or call centers, that kind of thing. So it might be really hard to stay focused on the call center mentality if you're at home, but maybe no worse than any place else. I don't know. I'd just be real curious to see the data on it, because I think you're right. I just talked to a gentleman in San Diego the other day, and he was like, I'm I have more productive, I'm more rested, I don't have a huge commute, I don't have a stressful commute.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to worry about other people. I don't have to worry about trying to fit in because my commute takes so much time. Now I have more time for doctor's appointments or working out or whatever. So basically what we're talking about is taking hours of time back from our people, and I think that's the thing that's going to get it. It's the time. I'm not even sure. I think if you could like teleport people to their office and not have to deal with the commute, I think people would be like, sure, I'll work from there. But I think it's the
Beep, beep.
yeah, I think it's
Beep,
the
beep,
time.
Scotty.
I think it's the time we're gonna all lose by going back to the office. It's gonna be the big kicker.
Yeah.
IX leadership member questions. Oh my gosh, do you have any tips for recovering from holiday brain?
My short answer is no. If you have any, please share them.
She's gonna be in holiday brain until
I
March.
know, this is my problem.
So she's just all like super chill.
Yeah, I'm going on a honeymoon to Belize. We're going to Arizona next week, which is for work, but it's still like warm vacation-y place, and people are all happy and shoveling sunshine.
Happy and shit like that.
Happy and shit like that, because you can say that on YouTube.
Shelly's gonna verify, she says.
I hope we're right.
I hope we're right. That's pretty much our everyday though. I hope we're right.
What holiday brand? I think for me, like going, it's like surfing back through my emails. That helped me sort of get my head
like,
back around.
Gotta get this done.
Like, oh yeah, that's right. I said I would do all these things, but the trap of being overly productive, I will say, I got all my things done that I really needed to get done before we took a break. So then when I came back, I'm like looking through my emails and all the stuff that was in the last like 3 or 4 or 5 days of the year, they were done things. So I'm like, well, what else did I not do that I could push off?
There must be something.
So it did. I felt like that actually took me a little bit longer. So I was trying to be ahead of myself.
I say, why are you trying to get over it? Like, lean into that as long as you can hold on to holiday brain. As long as you can hold on.
Yeah, but what about fog? Don't you have like mine was really evident to me when I had a sales call this week. I was like, I forgot what we even do, like how to talk about it, and I'm like, get your shit together. Look, get your shit together. That's how I felt. I needed slapped in the face. So I don't know. Like,
well, you should have knocked down the wall. I would have come over.
I know you would have
totally
made a
done
sales
it.
call.
Just pause your video for a minute. Get it together, woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even the brain fog, like, I think our brains, 2020 was a mess in many ways. And I just think our brains needed the break. So I don't know anyone who's really, like, ramped right back into the, like, fast lane of 2021. Like, everyone's just kind of...
Yeah.
So I say just hold on to that.
Ride the wave.
Yeah, really, like, let your brain take a break. We'll all get spun back up and screaming before we know it. So I guess I would... hold on tight to that brain fog as long as you can.
That's a fair point.
If it's not the plan, no, if it's not,
Don't make it the enemy, make it the plan.
Don't make it the enemy, make it the plan. Just lean into that. All right. Recently had a family member pass away. That sucks. Really sorry. My company does not have a bereavement policy in my handbook. This is such a Meg question. The funeral will require travel. My boss said that I have to use my paid vacation days. Is bereavement leave something I can negotiate at my next annual review, or should I just let it be? Let it be.
Yeah, let it be. You're not gonna if you want to get a new job somewhere and you want to negotiate bereavement pay into your new job, into your new role and your contract or offer letter, fine, that's one thing. But you're not gonna, if you're you're in a company and you're in a big company, there's lots of company policy and stuff, or even if you're in a small company that actually has a policy, they're not gonna say, oh yeah, like we can negotiate bereavement into your, no, that's not gonna happen. Try it. If you've got...
All they can say is no, I guess. But
yeah, if you have an HR person that's going to approve it, like, that's for them to sort out, because eventually they're going to get sued, and that's not your problem, I guess. If I was your HR person, there's no way in hell. We had to work with people. I've had to work with people in the past that have had to take their PTO, or they don't have PTO, so then they just took, days off. and we didn't mark them as like
Right,
on
just
the
like
naughty absence.
leave without pay.
Yeah, like we didn't
Mhm.
mark them on the naughty absence list. We just marked them on the hey, you were gone. But I mean, they didn't get paid. But anyway, I don't know. That's just it is what it is. I would say so. Let it be.
Sorry, I have to use paid leave. That sucks. But
Yeah.
yeah, it kind of adds insult to injury a little bit.
It does a little bit, but that's what PTO is for. So I get, you're in an emotionally vulnerable state when you're mourning the death of someone who's close to you and important to you, but that's what PTO is for. That's why it's called paid time off and not vacation.
I guess that's the question too. Is I've had bereavement leave called out in I've had bereavement leave called out in a policy, but it was when I had vacation and sick, and then they had other types. So is PTO just basically lumps it all together? So if you have PTO, it's probably you don't have bereavement leave? Is that kind of a rule?
No, not necessarily. Like, you can have PTO and also bereavement. I've worked at a place where
Okay.
they had both and.
Oh, I see.
But bereavement is usually like the policy usually says it has to be your parent or child.
Yeah,
So if it's an
for the
aunt or
first
uncle,
person or whatever,
yeah. So if it's an aunt or uncle or something,
doesn't count.
doesn't count.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
how ours was. It was like it had to be immediate family member, or else you had to take vacation time.
Yeah.
Which,
Sorry.
sorry. All right, we held our annual executive retreat last week.
Good for you.
Good job. I volunteered to plan continuing education for our leadership team in 2021. I'm overwhelmed
Bad
with
for you.
options. How do I narrow them down? Overwhelmed with continuing ed options. Well, first, you should bring us in so we can train them about managing change.
Yeah, I mean, call us. That's your first
Call
and
us.
only thing you need to have to worry about. But
Yeah, but with a lot of stuff.
I guess it seemed like we had a similar question to this recently. Maybe not. Maybe
Not
it's
a
something
continuing
else.
ed, like for everyone sort of question. I
Yeah.
think that's new.
I think the thing that, based on the experience we've had with clients and other people, figure out what it is people need educating on specifically, like 3 specific things that would make them better leaders. Then it could pertain to actually operating business, or it could pertain to managing people. Because the thing that happens is if you just go find continuing ed, professional development, then people don't listen if they think they're already good at the things. And most people who are in a leadership role, whether they are or not, think they're good at the
They
things.
know all the things.
'Cause how else did I get here?
I
That's
guess
the thing.
I guess the first thing I would do is send out a survey and say, what are your top 3 areas you'd like? And maybe you list like 6 options and then they pick the top 3 or something. And that way they have a little bit of buy-in, a little bit of say. And then when you come out with, well, here's what the survey was, so this is what we're gonna go do, then it has a little bit of context behind it. So
Yeah, because then you can say this is what you wanted.
this is what you wanted.
So here we are. Now pay attention.
Now do the things.
Yeah.
That's right. I like it. Some good news. You want to pull out the sign? It's on that end. I'll just dance while you
God. I'll have to hurry faster next
Go
time.
faster.
Sorry, guys. Some good news.
Some
Rachel
good
won't dance
news.
anymore.
Yay! If you're fast enough. Yay! Some good news. Yay! Did you read this one?
I did.
Do you want to talk about it?
I do. This just makes me so happy. So this doctor, who's in Arkansas, he decided to start a practice there, a cancer practice, most specifically cancer.
Yes,
because-
because cancer doctor.
yeah,
oncologist,
because-
right? Is that what that's
Yeah,
called?
oncologist, yep. So he started a practice in an area that was underserved. He's doing this work, and then he was also working at, I think, the University of Arkansas. Anyway, they were going to move their practice or do some stuff, and he sent his collections business to finish collecting whatever there was left on bills from people. He sent it to a third party. They got the report at the end of the year, towards the end of the year last year, and there was like $650,000 outstanding. And he started looking through this and noticed that people were paying like $5 a month or $10 a month or $50 a month for medical expenses, and that they're basically going to be medically bankrupt for the rest of their lives.
Because, of course, the interest is more than what they can pay.
Yeah.
But they were still paying. They had they were working hard at it, but...
Yeah. But he said, he sat down with his family, his wife and his children, and they all decided that they didn't need the money, and that there were people that clearly did, that people shouldn't have to suffer financially just because they're trying to be healthy.
Because they got sick.
Yep.
Especially cancer, where that's really, so much of that is not understood. It's not like you can say, that's what you did. You did this to yourself,
Right.
It's like, ooh,
Right.
Just
So
bad luck, genetics.
So they chose as a family to forgive all of it, all $650,000. And he sent out some
awesome.
Christmas cards to some people with a note. Like, he did it in 2 waves. So one of them was well before Christmas, and then the other one was around Christmas. So the second wave, he actually sent out a Christmas card to people that said, all of your medical debt has been forgiven. Oh. In the Grinch's heart. That's me. I'm the Grinch.
3 sizes that day.
3 sizes that day. I read that this morning and I thought, I don't know if that guy will ever really understand the positive impact he's going to have on those people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is it doesn't stop. That kind of financial stress does not ever, ever, ever stop plaguing you. Not in your dreams, not in your nightmares, not at the breakfast table or at work, anywhere. So that is just
I think we
incredible.
underestimate it. I think even though we kind of think, well, I can't pay this, I'm just going to pay $10 a month or $50 a month, and that's just how it is. I'm just not even going to look at it. I think it's probably way more stressful. I remember after years paying off a credit card finally, and it was in a moment that kind of I knew intellectually I was going to do it and all that stuff, but in a moment where I was kind of hit me, it was overwhelmed. I literally felt like I was overwhelmed, and I started tearing up and crying, and I was just wow, I knew, but I didn't really know the kind of biochemistry kind of storm that must set off to have all that debt and be anxious and have all that cortisol and negative biochemistry must really wreck us over time.
Yeah, well, they say stress is the #1 killer of humans.
Right? It's definitely stressful. So
what a gift. Not only did he help those people hopefully not have cancer, he also saved them from stress death.
Well, and their families and the people they spend time with and their colleagues and everyone else that sort of bears the brunt of people's stressed out existence. So
good job, Dr. Atik.
Yay.
I think that's how you pronounce his name, Atik, Omar Atik. Thank
Good
you for
job.
being a good human.
And to your family who said, we don't really need the money. We'll give it to these other people. So, good job.
Yeah.
I want to know those kids.
Man. Yeah, true philanthropists at a very young age.
I know. It's in our future.
Indeed.
Excited about that. All right.
Okay.
That's all we got.
Well, we hope you
Half hour's
have a wonderful rest of the week, and we'll I will be coming to you live and
I think
in
we'll
Facebook.
both be there. Oh no,
I
just
think-
you?
I don't know. Shelley
Maybe.
tried to make me be organized about knowing the answer to that, so I just told her it would just
So
be
you
me.
just said no.
I just said it'll be me.
I'm pretty sure Brett scheduled around our live stuff.
I thought that was a thing that wasn't.
Yes, these are the two things.
Okay, well, we'll both be there then. There's a note to Shelley. She was going to write the announcements to be Meg style, so.
Oh, well, I will let you lead
probably.
the way.
Well, she has time now. She hasn't written them yet, I'm sure, so she can write them
So I think
accordingly.
it'll be both of us.
Yes.
We'll be in Scottsdale.
Find somebody to ask some project management questions. All of our questions are always HRE. Ask
That's
them
right.
project management or operations. How do I run my business effectively? We want to answer some of those kinds of questions.
Yeah, those are way more fun. Well, for me.
Yeah.
It is also fun for me to watch you answer these complicated HR questions because I don't know anything. I'm always learning something.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right.
Great to see you.
See
Thanks
you.
for being here.
See you next week. Lead powerfully.
Change the world. Bye, everybody.
Bye.